And Syed Zafar Islam, that prompts me to ask you that question. In terms of optics, in terms of perception, you have central agencies, once again, maybe doing their job, in all probability doing their job, but questions being raised in terms of vendetta by the opposition, where they suggest that this is a witch hunt because like Mr. Kalla pointed out, you have a BJP leader walk into a mall, raise the issue of corruption, and the ED seemingly walks into that mall. However, you have a BJP MLA from Shahpura who says that your sitting cabinet minister is corrupt. Mr. Meghwal, he gives out details, but even an internal inquiry is not set in. Forget about any central agency coming in.
See, when you say that in all probability they are doing their job, I mean it's a very unfair statement when and when you are making this kind of, you're casting aspersion on the conduct
None
of
at all, sir.
the agency.
I said they are doing their job, but the opposition will raise questions and call it a witch hunt.
You said in all probability.
Sir, I also said
so they are doing
their job. Yeah.
Yes, and they are doing their job based on, as Mr. Azad said, based on some prima facie evidence they have. The people will make allegation. In politics, people make such allegation without any evidence. If they have any evidence, they can always approach to the court and bring guilty to the court, and conviction can be achieved through the court. But those people just make the allegation because they have no evidence, they have nothing, they are just trying to mislead the people. In this particular case, paper leak, from same ruling party, forget about the name you mentioned, the former deputy CM, but away from him, there are many other MLAs within the Congress party, on the floor of the parliament, outside the they demanded that inquiry should be conducted, investigation should be conducted. But no one paid heed. When we put pressure on Mr. Gehlot as an opposition party in Rajasthan, then he initiated some inquiry, but only to cover up the misdeeds of his own people, and he was himself responsible for that. Okay. So let the investigation. All I am trying to tell you that let the investigation be over. We don't know what the agencies have because they are independent agencies. They have some evidence. I will not make any comment till the investigation is over. I think these were demanded by their own people, and today when the inquiry, the investigation is being done by the agencies, they should be happy. They should be thrilled with joy. If they are not thrilled with joy, let me tell you, the youth and the parents of youth, they are happy because these paper leaks make everyone very uncomfortable. 70 lakh youths are very comfortable and happy that this investigation is being conducted by the agencies, and guilty, those who are guilty, they will be certainly go behind the bar.
All right, but Syed Zafar Islam, as I bring in Aishwarya Mahadev back into the conversation, I'll ask you a question. 124 prominent politicians since 2014 have been questioned by the CBI in itself, which is an investigative agency. Out of them, 118, once again I'll repeat, out of 124, 118 come from the opposition. That would, possibly make it a 95%, up from what it was a 60% in UPA years of only opposition leaders being questioned. Do you think that's strange, or do you think it's because suddenly now we see a huge amount of opposition leaders who are corrupt and being investigated?
See, it is not relevant which political party you belong, whether you are part of opposition, whether you are part of the government. It is your conduct, what crime you have committed. And as I said, unless there is some evidence, they will not pursue agencies. If agencies are pursuing, then there has to be something with them. So if they have, forget about the 95%, 5%, if they have evidence against anyone, either they should approach the agencies or they should approach the court.
Fair enough. Aishwarya Mahadev, why run scared? If you're clean, you're going to come clean, go through the process of law, due diligence where the central agencies are concerned. Why run scared?
Preeti, let's completely forget all about numbers, but a bypass mechanism that exists is called the washing machine of the Bharatiya Janata Party, where BJP leaders themselves, two examples, right? BJP leaders themselves were talking about Himanta Biswa Sarma's huge corruption in Assam, but the minute he jumped into that washing machine and became cleaner than Ganga, there was absolutely no talk about it. Praful Patel, Ajit Pawar, you have seen the sort of massive press meets that the BJP's had about the alleged corruption. But the minute they help form a government, sir, I didn't interrupt you. This is what happens to them. But Preeti, just one response, right? It is so unique that when the ED and the CBI decide to raid anything, it is not their spokespersons that come out, but the BJP, not even the government, but the BJP that justifies these actions with so much conviction, right? So I will give you one example. In Rajasthan, when the paper leak scam happened, did the state have an investigation? Yes. Did the state even say, ED, please come look at it? Absolutely, that is happening. By the same metric, when your own, because you spoke about my own accusing my own again of a scam, in the same metric, when one of your BJP leaders talks about a minister's corruption, a BJP minister's corruption, the Sanjeevi cooperative scam, for example, why is it that either of the agencies which are so proactive in ensuring justice because they are blind to political parties, why have they not gone there? Gujarat had a paper leak recently, Madhya Pradesh had a paper leak recently, the Patwari scam, if you remember. So why haven't these authorities gone there? At no point. The fact of the matter is the agency's credibilities are left in shambles because it's not due diligence. This is vendetta politics to supplement for the fact that the BJP is losing. So it is the Bharatiya Janata Party, the government mechanism, plus all the agencies to coerce leaders of the opposition.
But we'll only know if the people buy it and how they look at it when that last vote is counted, Aishwarya Mahadev. But I want to bring in Yashovardhan Azad back into this conversation. Sir, our team has quickly done the math on what you asked of where the conviction rate is concerned. So we spoke of 23 people who've been convicted ever since the law came into effect, which was 2002, the PMLA. Now, in that, the ED has filed, since 2002, 5,400 cases. Out of that, 23 convictions were there, and the conviction rate has come down to 0.42%, sir, which is less than 0.5%.
No, this is the conviction rate out of the total number of cases instituted by the IAS. That would not be fair. You see, what would be fair is that the number of cases presented in the court and the court giving a decision. So that means if court gives a decision, say 100 cases, and 60 of them are convictions, 40 of them are not, then the 60% is the conviction rate.
All right. Okay. Aishwarya Mahadev is shaking her head. Why, Aishwarya?
Sir, I am a practicing lawyer, and it is not only the courts, it is also the adjudicating authority, it is the PMLA appellate tribunal, it is the special court as instituted under the law. So it is basically your conviction at the end of the day. From the summons procedure to even instituting basically any sort of proceed before the adjudicating authority, you have had thousands of cases of harassment. You have seen the courts also quash a lot of this, saying these are infructuous matters. So the rate of conviction is still abysmally low for the number of cases or the processes they adjudicate. So because even if you look at the ECIR numbers in any of the zones of the
Mr. Azad wants to come in, and then I'll cut across back to Mr. Islam. Mr. Azad, quickly.
मुझे बोलने तो दीजिए आप, प्लीज. I heard you. देखिए, conviction rate तो एक statistical observation है जो कि पुलिस रिपोर्ट से मिलती है हमें. यानी you are instituting 5,000 cases. Do you know that whether these even 5,000 cases will be put up in court? How many of them are given? The prosecution does not give up for sanction. So how can that be the conviction rate? The conviction rate given in the judgment is by the number of cases in which the judge gives judgment.
Okay.
Listen, it's all right. You can give your arguments in the legal way, but this is how we look at it. That is how the case credibility goes. But that is the credibility of the investigation, that there are 5,000 cases filed, but only 100 go to the court.
All right, okay, Aishwarya Mahadev wants to come in for a rebuttal, but 20 seconds and I'm going back to Mr. Syed Zafar Islam. Go ahead, Aishwarya, quickly.
That's unfair.
Don't you think that is the problem? With the conviction rate being abysmally low, but the number of cases, for the 31 cases in 9 years that you've seen concluded with the ED, You see, I can give you 50 to 60 instances of my leaders being summoned across the board, which shows you the sort of manner in which these institutions are used as systemic machines of harassment.
Okay, I want to bring in Syed Zafar Islam once again into this conversation before he says I don't give him time. But Mr. Islam, I'm getting you back. I'm getting you back into this conversation. The fact is, 1 month away, technically, from elections. Raids in Chhattisgarh, raids in Rajasthan. Should Mr. Kamal Nath be worried?
I mean, I don't know whether he is worried or not worried, and it is really not fair on my part to link the two, because agencies are pursuing their work. They are investigating. It is their job. They are simply discharging their responsibilities. But as far as Chhattisgarh is concerned, as far as Rajasthan is concerned, as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, in Madhya Pradesh, of course, Kamal Nath is a worried man, because there is a lot of resistance within the party, a lot of people protesting within the party, and of course, we are doing exceedingly well, and every survey now shows that we are ahead of them, far ahead of them, and as we go closer to the election, we will win hands-on in all the states.
We'll only know, sir, when that last vote is counted.
Rajasthan. So we are not. Yeah. So we have a mechanism to understand the ground reality. We get feedbacks from our Karyakartas. We get feedback from our Panna Pramukh, and we are very confident of our victory in all these 3 states.
Well, I'm sure, sir, because I'm sure the Congress would say the same. Aishwarya Mahadev, 20 seconds. I want to go to Mr. Kala next.
Preeti, that they are so sure of themselves in Madhya Pradesh that while they were sitting and dissing on the Congress guarantees in Karnataka, you've seen Mama Mr. Chauhan go announcing a guarantee every 3rd hour because they are running so scared. The Congress is a united house. Our recent yatra across the state has yielded wonderful results. People are sick and tired, and you're going to see change.
Aishwarya Mahadev, when did the Griha Lakshmi Yojana come in Rajasthan? By your Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot? By that yardstick, the same can apply with what Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan did in Madhya Pradesh, your Chief Minister did in Rajasthan, not just the Griha Lakshmi Yojana, but also the cylinder for 500 rupees. Less than 6 months before election, Aishwarya Mahadev.
No, Preeti, the women's stipend is something that was brought in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan from the minute they came in. Was the amount advanced? Yes, that was something that was done.
How many months? How many months before elections, Aishwarya Mahadev?
Power of the guarantees across, and the people and the social capital and the mobilization that it has seen.
Okay. I love the way nobody really answers the question that I asked, but we'll talk about everything else.